We're live. We are live. We are live, everybody. Hey, put in the comments where you're from. Like to know where you're from. Put your name if you want. Well, I know your name. Just type in there, what county you're from, what city, what state. I am Dave, and this is Wine with Dave. And oh, look, it's wine o'clock. It's wine o'clock, and it's going to be wine o'clock for the next 60 minutes. Boy, I said that quick. Usually I say for the next 58 minutes. So that's great. So just say where you're from. Like to know where you're from. We got Dog Wizards in the house. Chris Maynard, the Dog Wizard. That's a great hashtag, by the way. Excellent hashtag, the Dog Wizard. And who else? Me. Oh, I left that. That's me. I left that thing. So if you're just tuning in, it's Wine with Dave. I start at 9 o'clock, Monday to Friday. And I've been doing it since April 1st, every single night. And for a creative soul like myself, that's a challenge, being consistent. And I forced myself, and so far, so good. However, this Friday, I am taking a break. So a bunch of you are watching. Just type in where you're from. Leave a comment. Share it if you want. It'll go right up here on the screen. It is wine o'clock, and it's wine o'clock for the next 59 minutes. All right, we're going to get into the show tonight. Got a great guest. Right now, folks, it is episode 26, and it is May 6th, episode 26. I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. 26 episodes, wow. My wife says, well, she said this a few weeks ago, when are you going to stop? And I didn't know what to say. I'm like, it's just kind of calling me every night at 9 o'clock. I'm just going to go live and try to promote local businesses. I thought about this today. I thought, if I look back 3 years from now, after all this COVID-19 is done and the economy is back and we're working full steam ahead, I don't want to look back and be like, man, I was one of those people that complained about having to wear a mask, or complained that we're not open for the economy, or complain or whatever. I'm not a complainer. I'm doing something about it. I'm doing something about it, dang it. So I feel proud. And on Facebook, you go on Facebook, everyone knows you get those video or a photo a year to the date. This is where you were a year ago. So I was in New York City a year ago with my son celebrating his birthday, because today is my son's birthday. But I don't want to make it family related. This is more business related. But I do have to give a shout out to Dylan England, who just turned 17. Oh my gosh. I raise a root beer to you. Rick Greenwood, keeping the streak alive. Yes, I am. Keeping the streak alive. And you've been very loyal, Rick. I appreciate that. You've been a very loyal listener. Very loyal listener, says Rick Greenwood. Okay, we're going to get into this. Again, leave comments. Tell me where you are from, or just say something obnoxious. Where are we at? Where are we at? It's wine o'clock. The scrolling text that's at the countdown in the beginning, I changed it up. It's a certain special day, Nurses Day. Today is Nurses Day, which I'll get into later. So if you know a nurse, in the comments right now, just start typing in that his or her name, and it should auto-populate, and that's it. And then just hit enter, and that's like your comment. Your comment is you're tagging her or him. And then they will get it. They'll be sitting down just watching reruns of Seinfeld, which who does that anymore, right? You'd rather watch Wine with Dave. All of a sudden, ding! Whoa, someone just tagged me. So tag a nurse. It's legal. You can tag a nurse tonight. Tagging a nurse. Something's up with my Facebook. Things don't work right. So tag a nurse. And I'm going to actually share and congratulate him or her for being a hero to society, okay? Because it really is. They are putting their lives on the line. All right, are we ready for the next segment? We're going to go to the next segment. Just a friendly pop in to see how you're making. Someone said something. I don't know what that's about. All right. Here it is. Did you know? This is my segment called Did You Know? I'm going to turn that up a little bit. Did you know? And actually, this is an interactive segment. There's about, 2 or 3 questions that you have to answer. All right. The almonds are members of the peach family. Did you know? An egg contains every vitamin except vitamin what? Eggs contain every vitamin except what vitamin? What vitamin? Did you know gold never erodes and rust never sleeps, says Neil Young. Did you know scorpions glow under ultraviolet light? That's creepy. When water freezes, it expands by what percent? Q&A right here. Come on. It expands by what percent? Did you know ants stretch when they wake up in the morning? They do it just like us. Your foot and your forearm are the same length. Did you know that? Did you know there is no sound in space? That's an easy one. We should all know that. Tennis was originally played with bare hands. Did you know? A piece of paper cannot be folded more than 7 times. Try it. Fold it, then fold that, then fold that. You'll hit 7. You cannot hit 8. The opposite side of a die always adds up to 7. Did you know? The WD in WD-40 stands for what? WD-40. What does WD stand for? That's my third interactive. Isaac Newton invented the cat door. Yeah. I guess he had a cat and he didn't want to get up and open the door all the time, so he just invented it. That was just a nothing for him. He thought of it like, yeah, let me just do this. $1 billion later. And Hawaii is the only U.S. state that grows coffee. Did you know that? Einstein sleeps for 10 hours a night. Or I should correct myself. He used to. He used to sleep 10 hours a night. And that is Did You Know? All right, let's see if we got any winners. Let's see if we got anyone. Shout out to my wife who's a nurse. Only one person voted, but you still have time to vote. All right. An egg contains every vitamin except vitamin what? One person voted. And you know what? It's Paul Acosta, and it's vitamin C, dude. You're right. An egg contains every vitamin except vitamin C. So what do you think you should have for breakfast? An egg and, maybe orange juice? And then you got everything. That's all you need. That's cool. I didn't know that. Did you know that, Ray? An egg. I got Ray in the other room. You guys can't hear him, but that is cool. Every vitamin with that. All right, so gold never erodes. When water freezes, here's the second question. When water freezes, it expands by what percent? When it freezes, it expands by how much percent? Does anybody know? Anybody? Anybody? Paula was giving a shout out to my wife. She's a nurse in the Arrow. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. I know Maggie very well. That's awesome. And we're going to give a shout out later on. And Diane Greenwood, yes, absolutely. She was a guest on the show. But no one's guessing this, okay? Water expands by 9%. 9%. What was the next one? I forgot. Your foot far, there's no sound space. Piece of pulver, opposite side of a die. WD-40. What does the WD stand for in WD-40? Does anybody know? Anybody have an idea? Anybody? WD. Think about that. Let's see. 600%, says Rick Greenwood. No, actually not. Who do we have? Don Felisberto. Yes. Musician extraordinaire with the Echoed. Got it. You are right, my friend. WD-40. He's got the right answer. Water displacement. That'd be weird as a marketer to try to market that. Hey, we have a product and we need a package design. It's called Water Displacement 40. They probably went in the back room and went, can we just call it WD-40? Anyway, that was great. That was Did You Know? That's that segment. That segment is done. Who's that guy that has a late night show back in the day and he'd rip up papers when he was done with the thought? He'd just throw it and just... Was that Johnny Carson? I don't know who that was. What's Rick saying? WD, wild and demented 40. Sir, when you turned 40, you were wild and demented. All right. Here we go. Next section. Today is National Beverage Day. Of all days, Wine with Dave. Look at this. I'm going to go this way. Angle it that way. Angle it this way. Everything's backwards in live world, okay? Beverage Day. My favorite beverage, believe it or not, is root beer. I love root beer. So, in honor of my son who's 17 and can't drink, I'm drinking root beer. It's good, man. Have you guys ever tried Ma's root beer? Like Ma and Pa, Ma's, M-A''S. It is amazing. A&W root beer, super sweet, but Ma's root beer was fantastic. Oh, you can't buy it anymore. Letterman did that. Yeah, he crunched the ball and threw it. He crunched the ball. Vin DeMonte, so cool. Vin, thank you for being on the show, checking it out. Come every night, Vin, Monday to Friday, although this Friday I'm off. And I try to boost people's businesses, and we have fun. What else are you going to do on a 9 o'clock at night, right, Vin? So that was that. So it's National Beverage Day. What is your favorite beverage? Type it in there. Type it in. What's your favorite beverage? I want to know what Don's favorite beverage is. Rick Greenwood, Steve Wolf, Vin DeMonte, Paul Acosta. Guess what else it is? Are you ready? Are you guys ready? Boom! It is also National Nurse Day. National Nurses Day. And I found a graphic, oddly enough, she's holding a beverage. So it's National Beverage Day, National Nurses Day, all in one GIF. How cool am I? I wanted to, look at that, Coca-Cola. I don't think I can, I was reading on Facebook Live, you can't promote a brand with a video. Like I can't take a video ad and just play it, like right over here to the left of me. I don't think this counts as it because it's a drawing, so it's... Sue me. Coca-Cola, they'll be happy that I'm doing that. It's National Nurses Day. I want to just, if I had a hat, I would take it off to all the nurses. So there's only two. Well, first of all, there's two that's mentioned here. Maggie Costa. What can we say about her? She's a nurse. How many years, Paulo? How many years was she a nurse? Probably as long as... A long time. A very long time. I don't know how long. Diane Greenwood, she was on the show. Watch that episode. What episode was she on? She was on episode E15, episode 15, April 21st. And you can watch that. You go to Wine with Dave Facebook page and you'll see it. That's where I store all the videos. That's amazing. So, Vin DeMonte watching 2004 World Series, shilling up 2-1 on St. Louis. If that's not the most random comment on a live show, Vin, you get the award for that one. Great game. I mean, I'm glad you're watching it, but no. Don't let me stop you. Just leave and then go watch the game. Jeez. Tough crowd, huh? So it's National Nurses Day, and let me just read something about that. Where is it? Observed annually on May 6th. On this day, we raise awareness for all nurses, nurse contributions, and commitments, and acknowledge the vital role nurses play in society. This day is also the first day of National Nurses Week, and is sometimes known as National RN Recognition Day. National Nurses Week begins May 6th and ends on May 12th, which is the birthday of Florence Nightingale. She was born May 12th, 1820, and she died August 13th, 1910. Florence Nightingale was a celebrated English social reformer, statistician, and the founder of modern nursing. She became well known while taking care of the wounded soldiers during the Crimean War. Armadillos. I don't know what armadillos means, Sal. I don't know what that means. Nightingale was dubbed the Lady with the Lamp because of her habit of making rounds at night. The Lady with the Lamp. Pretty cool, huh? So I salute all nurses tonight. I've got relatives that are nurses. I've got Brittany. I've got Patty. I've got my mother-in-law who is a nurse. I've got Alyssa. Who else in my family is a nurse? I cannot remember. Who else is a nurse? Anyway, if they were watching the show, they would just leave a thing here. So I salute the nurses. All right, ready? There we go. We're going to go to the next segment. Get right into this. It's 9:17. Tomorrow night, my guest is the one and the only Uncle Jay of Uncle Jay's Traveling Breakfast. He's the Rhode Island godfather of business networking. But tonight, folks, you are in for a treat. Ray Melanson is the president and owner of Next Monitoring Alarm Alert Systems. Ray is keeping the elderly and the disabled safe at home or on the go while giving their loved ones a huge peace of mind. Check this out.
Hello. I am Raymond Melanson, President and owner of Next Monitoring Alert Systems. If life choices were not difficult enough when it comes to keeping loved ones safe, it's important to be sure your choice in medical alert system and company fits your needs, goals, and choices while ensuring the highest in quality service. All of us at Next Monitoring Alert Systems believe every family should be informed on the many choices in systems and technology from at home, in the yard, to the new GPS on-the-go systems. We promise to give you the best value for your money along with our technology upgrade guarantee. Should you decide to switch systems as technology changes, you would only pay for the monthly cost difference getting the equipment at no cost. We can try to claim that we are the best medical alert company out there, but we prefer you to be the judge of that, as we work hard at ensuring your family's safety.
Ray Melanson, how's it going, my friend?
Hey Dave, how are you?
I'm doing great. I've got my favorite drink of all time, which is root beer. It has been my favorite drink since I was a kid. What do you have tonight?
Well, in celebration of wine with Dave, I got a little glass of red wine here.
Cool. Hey, you want to do that virtual clink now? Let's try to do that.
That.
We'll get it out of the way. Let me see. Let me go.
Sure.
So you're left hand, yeah? Ready? So, no, pull it back. No, pull it back. All right, ready? And we're going to go to the center like that, right? Ready? 1,
yes.
2, 3. Little further. 1, 2, 3. Clink. This is harder. I'll tell you, this is hard because everything's backwards, and then he doesn't know where his frame ends.
Yeah.
We're like two drunks trying to figure it out.
That's
Hey,
when the wine comes in handy.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That's when the wine comes in handy.
Yeah, comes in handy. So let's get into this. Tell me about Next Monitoring. How did you get started with that?
Well, actually, about a month ago, we actually celebrated our 13th year anniversary. So that was exciting.
Nice.
But obviously today, like you said, I definitely got to give a shout out to the nurses out there on the front line. And I definitely got to mention my respiratory therapist, Alyssa Winborn, who's out there, and Amanda Borges, who I know is a nurse, is out there. So we do have a lot of people that we know that are out there helping out, which is a great thing. Yeah, so we started a long time ago. I guess the foundation, people ask me how that is, and I basically say I blame my parents because they actually taught me the right way. They taught me that it was important to help the community, to give back. And we worked with a lot of elders in our local small town. My father, who was with the police department when I was young, basically would take me on little jobs. Those are the times when you can, ride in the police cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that today, but I remember being a little kid sitting in the passenger seat. And, we'd go to houses and change the smoke alarm batteries. We changed light bulbs. We knew it was something that was important. So he kind of instilled in me to do some good in the community. And as I grew into my trade of being an electrician, which I'm a master electrician today, I did a lot of alarm systems and met up with a lot of people, a lot of agencies who were involved with elder abuse, Alzheimer's Association, different places like that. That helped push me in the direction to say, well, how can I do a better job at helping out the elders and keep them safe? And I said, what a perfect fit is to provide the medical alert system.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah.
13
So
years.
pretty interesting. Yeah, it went by pretty quick. Of course, I've been an electrician, probably over 20, giving away my age. But, we've been at this slow and steady, and that's important for us to be able to give back in the community. A lot of people say they haven't heard of us. Next Monitoring Alert Systems is basically a smaller company, but, we're big in presence in the fact that we're reaching out in the community little by little.
That's good that you say that because everyone knows Life Alert. That's like the big one. That's like warns like elderly people if as they're walking through their kitchen and their pace is off a little bit or it's too quick, it'll go off and ring you. But they get all the advertising. But how are you different from them? Or what's some of the differences?
And it's there's a lot of companies out there. So unfortunately, what we see a lot of is spokespeople marketing these type of medical alert systems. Big companies like that particular company who are advertising to elders, whether it's like robocalling them, sending them postcards in the mail, basically kind of taking advantage of that. So we get a lot of feedback from the agencies asking us to, reach out to the community, let them know that we are available, that we are a local choice, that they don't have to just settle for what they see on that TV ad. Mm-hmm. The old saying, I phone and I can't get up, was so popular. It's hard to get over that. But to be honest with you, today, there's a lot more that can happen. So where companies like that just promote, I phone and I can't get up, and they get on the speaker and they say, do you need help? And they're waiting for you to answer. We have a lot of other technology that's available out there that could be. So it's pretty interesting to see how the equipment evolved from those type of companies. Where we're looking at it from a different point of view. We call it help 24/7 when you need it most for any type of emergency. Mm-hmm. So where they're looking at falls, which is a big risk hazard. We're also looking at other avenues where we actually had someone that got broken into in the middle of the night, and who was smart enough to press the emergency button and scared away the burglars. So we're finding using that avenue as well to press the button. We had another incident where we found out someone who passed away, was choking, and if they had the button, they might have been able to survive and call for help in time. When you think about, not only just falls, but fires, home invasions, choking, medical emergency, dog attack in their front yard, they'll press the button. So there's a lot of scenarios that can use those.
So this isn't even really for elderly people. I mean, anyone could, if you're in your 50s and 60s and you might have a condition, I tend to think it's elderly, but it's not everyone, right?
Correct. You see it more for the elderly population, but we do work with a lot of challenged adults out in the community, where they're out and about, but they just need that little extra security, being able to press the button, should they need help, should there be a stumble or fall, someone approach them on the street, or they be coming to a situation they're not prepared for. So it's pretty interesting that now, too, with our demographics, way back when we started out with, someone who might have been in their late 70s, staying at home, to now with some of our new equipment, we can get them on the go. So we have some people that are in their 50s who are very active. They go to the gym, they go to the doctors, they go to the mall. But what happens if they fall in the parking lot? What happens if they have a heart attack or, God forbid, a car accident? They're able to press that button.
And it's fairly easy to work, right? They just grab it and press it.
Yeah, so technology, which we like, being an electrician, which is great. I get to research some of the best equipment out there because there's a lot of different, type of systems, and you really do get what you pay for. So we want to research that equipment and make sure they have the best possible options. Where some equipment actually have a reset button on it. So we run into a situation. It's not our equipment, but we realize that nobody should have to reset their own equipment. Or what they used to do is, when the EMTs or EMS arrived at the home, they would ask them to reset it. So the fire department and EMS is saying, well, this isn't our equipment. We don't want to be responsible to reset something. So, when we choose our equipment, we make it user-friendly. It comes on automatically, shuts off automatically. And there's really nothing else that they have to do other than press their button in the event of emergency.
Wow. Sal Socco says, my wife's grandmother spent a night pinned under her stove until someone heard her calling for help the next day. She lost the arm because it had been compressed for so long. Oh,
what a sad thing.
That's really sad. So tell me about your first customer. I heard you got some interesting stories, but I want to know about your first customer.
So, oddly enough, we run into all these different scenarios, and I'm actually surprised at how many different ones that could come up. And we love to just share those stories because these people ask us to. But ironically, my first customer was a police officer in a local small town. In fact, the same town that my father worked at a police department.
Wow.
So it was pretty unique. He reached out to me for his mother-in-law, and it was close to the holidays. He was busy working lots of hours. He said, I really like who you are. I like what you do. You're local. We're going to give you a call. We're going to set that up for her. Well, time had passed a little bit, and he got tied up and busy. And unfortunately, his mother-in-law fell on the floor, and she was on the floor for about 4 hours. Thank God she was okay. But he had called me that night and said, we need to meet the next day right away. I met him in person. And here's this gentleman in his uniform with a badge, brought back memories of me with my dad. And he just said, I'm here to protect and serve. And you have your job to do to help these people. And he said, he admitted he failed to do his job. And right in front of me, he started crying. And that hit me hard.
Wow.
He realized he made a mistake. And he made it a point to tell me, he said, I want you to tell everybody my story. And he said, luckily she was okay, but I don't want to ever leave somebody in that position again feeling helpless. So it really touched my heart and made me realize what an important job that we do every day. And we just hope that we get that message across, that people say, my mom's okay, dad's with her, they're around, they see each other, they watch TV together. What could possibly happen? But I can name a dozen situations that you could never expect. Right. And the one thing you don't want is getting that call one day that something bad had happened.
And they were alone when it happened, and you wish that someone was there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can picture someone helpless on the floor. And we get a lot of those stories. Someone at the bottom of the stairs that fell, that couldn't reach the phone. Other people that fell in the shower. We had one lady that, fell in the shower. She was afraid to wear her medical alert button because she didn't want to get it wet. But all our equipment is rated for wet locations. So we make it a point to let people know the difference between our equipment and somebody else's as we look at these scenarios. So, you can certainly think you can save a few bucks and get another different type of equipment. But we want to make sure you're covered. And that's the whole point. If you're going to, put that investment,
Yeah. That, well,
So
that
good
makes
stuff.
sense. Yeah, sometimes a deal isn't a deal after all. I mean, it's a human life you're dealing with here.
Right.
So how does the different type of equipment? Just tell me about the different equipment you have, because it's not just one thing that goes around your neck. You've got things that are mobile and tracks you when you're driving. If your
Right.
mom or dad are driving around, tell me all about that.
Yeah, so that's what's great about the new technology today. We're always on top of that. It's changing constantly. It gives us an opportunity to bring in some new products, test them out, and make sure what's best for us is what stands different from us. Is we basically give them a choice. So we're allowing them to see the different type of equipment and see what best fits that elder versus just kind of pushing that equipment on them. With we do see some of the other companies doing that. So with our basic home system, I mean, you could wear the unit around your neck, fall detection systems now that go around the neck. So not only can you press the button, but now it can detect a fall if you happen to fall down and become unconscious. So that becomes a really handy add-on feature. The wristband is more popular with the men. It looks like a watch style, and it gives them an option to carry different variations. We also have a belt clip option. Yeah, all of the equipment is fully sealed, battery included in there, and it's fully waterproof. So they get to wear that in the shower outside. And we have a long range. So what's nice about our equipment, some of the other equipment might be about 300 feet. We can go up to 600, even 1,000 feet on our equipment. And that's a couple of houses away. So if someone's out getting the mail, out at their car, and they have a slip and fall, they can still go ahead and press that button. So the home unit seems to be popular.
So the men have the band, so how easy is it for them to hit it by mistake? Where is the button on the band?
Yeah, so the button looks almost similar to like a watch. So there is a button on it. It is recessed in. So what's nice about the new technology ones we have is they're more recessed and less prone for false alarm. In fact, we hardly get any calls at all for false alarms these days because of that reason, them being recessed in.
Oh, it's designed well. Great.
Yeah, so we look at all these scenarios and we take a lot of feedback from our customers. And we're not going to say, this is the product, this is what all you're going to get, and that's all you're going to have. We let them have choices, and what makes them feel more comfortable. Because we want it to work, and we also want it to, work for them and have them use it as well.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, that seems to be popular, the home unit, but we do have a new one now called the Mobile Companion. And it's a little bit bigger unit, basically goes on a belt clip or around your neck. And that works anywhere in the United States that the AT&T network is available. So we have people literally from Rhode Island and Massachusetts who are snowbirds, and they just basically power it down, bring it on the plane, go to Florida, power it back up, and they're all set to go. It's ready to go. It'll come onto the nearest cell tower, pick up their location by GPS, notify emergency personnel. So, if they're in Florida and, God forbid, an accident happen, a slip, fall, or, they could have a heart attack, they're prepared.
Wow, that's great. Tell me about the Next Advantage. You talk about that. What is that?
Yeah, so we had a lot of feedback from different people, from professionals to our customers, who said, we appreciate all the little things that you do from start to finish, from a phone call to giving us options and choices. Our office manager, Shannon's fantastic. She'll go through and explain all the details of different type of equipment and systems, making them feel a bit more comfortable. And basically from our installation team, Tim or myself, will go out and do a professional installation. Having that electrical background helps us to see scenarios that other people wouldn't. So where other companies may direct mail you a system, we do that as well. But you can imagine, an elder who might have to get behind a couch to get at the telephone jack wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah,
so
right.
Having a professional installation for us to come in, check the outlets, make sure they're working, check the telephone line, and do a full test before we leave, explain the differences. So we call that, a value-added service of the Next Advantage.
Oh, that's great. So even if it's raining out and they're outside and they slip and fall, which is where you would fall in the rain, it's all weatherproof, waterproof.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fully sealed. So a lot of the other equipment, the ones that you see, the 1-800 numbers on TV, the postcard ads, or the robocalls,
Right.
It's just basic of equipment with the have the batteries built into them. Ours is self-sealed battery units, and we monitor everything. So they'll last up to 5 years. They're fully waterproof. We know when the battery runs low to change them out. So there's a lot more features that we can offer versus some of the other companies.
Wow, that's cool.
And of course, we're local, so that's important.
Yeah, local. Well, are you in Rhode Island? You're in Massachusetts.
So I'm in Swansea, Massachusetts. We have an office, but we also have a remote location with some of our equipment. If you've heard of the Center for Adaptive Living in Portsmouth, Rhode Island, that's a great place. I suggest everyone to look that up. Right next door is Home Healthsmith, a great company who provides other services to the elder care and disabled field. So we have our equipment there as well that we can view that. So it works out very well for us.
Right. So tell me about the business. So your wife works with you as well?
Yeah, so she basically is always the treasurer, right? The wife's always the treasurer. She's involved. She's actually also a teacher. She works with challenged children. So she loves what she does. So she does a combination of that as well. Because, I always tell her, if you love what you do, you got to stick with it. But I think with the most part, what we love most is our community involvement. And I think that's when a lot of people are starting to see and realize that some of these companies, just like we see today, they just want to mail you something, get their money and run. But we've been fortunate in the last 13 years to provide over $10,000 back in the community with help of professionals. We've done a skydiving event, a hot air balloon event, comedy show.
Wow.
We did an event called Caregivers Rock, where we celebrate caregivers in our community. So we're getting out there, and we're slow and steady. We're letting people know, and that's why we appreciate getting on your show and to let people know what we're around.
Yep, I just lost your feed for a second, but you said that you appreciate getting on the show and getting promoted. I know you're also connected with Deb Burton in RI Elder Info. So explain how you're in that. How does it work? Do you guys do meetings all the time? Because she's really busy. I don't keep up with her. She's really, really busy.
She's always on the go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fantastic. So yeah, I really liked what she provided. I had something similar in Massachusetts that I had a little site that people could look up information. I found a little bit about what she was doing and saw the site, saw your work on it, her work on it, and I thought it was fantastic. And I said, this is something that is definitely needed. So right now I'm president of Elder Resources of Rhode Island, a professional group, and we did invite Deb over to come in. She's a wealth of information. So to have her on our team to focus with that, the original person, Leonard Martin and Associates, financial advisors, started the group many years ago, and it's continued on. And our goal is to provide resources out in that community.
And I'm on your website. I'm looking at this Community Connect. Together we can senior resources, the SRA. You do a lot of events. I mean, a comedy event in October for firefighters, raising funds for them. Coastline Elderly Services. This is great. I mean, you're definitely out there. And you gave away a prize won by your client Dorothy. So explain that. What was that about? Your giveaway.
The TV?
Yeah, it looks like she's got a TV, and you're in a nursing home. You gave her a TV.
Yeah, so we
Cool
every now and then we like to mix it up. I love to do a little creative marketing, and I think the community is the most important part to us, and basically doing the right thing. So that was just something we decided we were going to do every quarter. We're going to say, we're going to pick a winner, and that winner is going to win a 32-inch TV, and we're able to give that away as well. We had a lot of feedback. Some people said they already had a TV, they didn't need one, which was kind of funny. So we decided to do was we wanted to give back in some way. So we talked to nurses, professionals, caregivers, and even the regular community people. And we had said, we want to pay it forward. So what we're going to do is if you can help an elder and refer us to them, and we can get them set up and make sure they're safe at home, we're going to give you $75. And with that $75, we're hoping you're going to pay it forward and give back in the community. So other home care agencies, say, for example, can use that money to support their programs in the elder care field. So it's really working out. We're really gaining momentum. We really want to work together with a bunch of people and see if we can, really keep this thing moving local.
Right. Yeah, I like that. It's so the individual, I'm reading it from your website. I don't have it memorized. An individual referred receives a free month of service, and then you who referred gets $75 payable to charity of your choice. Even if that charity is yourself. I like that. No cap as to how many referrals one can make. So if you're in that industry and you're dealing with the seniors, I mean, you could be referring all day long, making some extra money on the side, helping them out.
Yeah, we think it's a great win-win scenario, because we want them to be able to support their programs as well. We all have a need. We all want to help out in the community. And it's a great way of, we know that we can keep that elder safe and help them. In turn, we can give back to that agency, and they can fund other programs within their facility.
So what other stories you have, Ray? I'm sure you've got many stories.
Yeah. I mean, I could spend 8 hours, but we'll make a short one here.
Yeah.
But I guess one of the better ones is we had a local gentleman that had some health issues with his leg. He couldn't walk. He lived in an elder complex, and basically his contact people were called because he pressed the button. His leg inflamed, and he couldn't walk, and he was concerned. And they couldn't reach his contact people. So our monitoring station, by default, I'm actually the contact on all my clients at the very end. So I've gotten calls 2 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, because if the family members don't reach out, it's my job to still make sure they're safe. So the gentleman had an issue where he needed to go to the hospital. They couldn't reach his family members. They reached out to me. I was to the site, met the police officers there, which was fantastic. They knew who I was.
Hold on one
We
second.
worked well with the fire departments, the police department.
We just lost your feed for a second. Repeat what you just said.
Yeah, so I ended up meeting at the gentleman's home. I guess when he pressed the button, we couldn't reach a family member.
Oh, okay.
So in turn, it was myself that had to show up. The police department was there. The EMTs were there. And there was a concern. He didn't want to go to the hospital. So they had basically instructed him that we're going to have to take you no matter what. So then all of a sudden, here I walk in the door, and he goes, "There he is. That's my friend right there." So they look at me and they said, "Are you a family member?" "Nope." I said, "Are you like a relative?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, who are you?" I said, "Well, I'm his medical alert." And
Oh, I lost your feed
really well.
again.
We were able
You
to
asked her
get
who
him
is
in.
that, and you said that's my medical alert something. And what would you say after that?
Yeah, so the fire department was surprised. They thought I was a relative, but I was actually the medical alert installer. So they were pretty impressed that, wow, what great service that is. And I was able to convince him, unlike the police or firemen, to get into the ambulance and follow their instructions. And, luckily he made out well after the hospital visit.
That's great.
So that's one of the stories that we could be there. Right after that, an hour later, the daughter called me thanking me. She was at work. She couldn't take the call. She said, he was refusing to go to the hospital, that she was thankful that I was there to push the issue and make him go.
Wow. So he just needed that guide, someone to really, he can trust.
Yeah, he recognized me. And what was nice about helping him in the a complex that he's in, he had a fall outside in the snow, and he almost died out there. He was what he told me. He fell near his car, getting out to go into his home about 8, 9 o'clock at night, and he slipped and fell. Calling for help, couldn't get anybody at all. Luckily, about a little after 10 o'clock, a lady pulled up. She actually heard him screaming, and she was the one who actually saved his life. After that, when he called me, we made sure we set him up with the medical alert system, one that would reach about 1,000 feet. So now whether he's outside in the parking lot or at his facility, he feels safe that he can get help.
Wow.
So some good stories.
What about the mobile devices that, like, if you have your parent is driving and it can track where they're going?
Yeah, so, the biggest concern is it Big Brother? Not necessarily, no. We just basically, it's just like your phone, a smartphone, which would know where your location is. what's nice about that is our other options are in what we call as the Ever There software, which we can actually hook up to family members and have them notified should mom or dad press the button. So, and what's great about that is not only can mom or dad, if they're, God forbid, having a heart attack or they, get into a car accident, they can press that mobile device. They get notified of their location. The local, police and dispatch get notified. They send somebody out to help. We instantly notify a family member and let them know mom or dad have pressed the button. Here is their location, and they could be on their way to the hospital. So it keeps the whole family involved in that loop of knowing what's going on.
So what do you call it? Not an Amber Alert. What's the alert for elderly?
Silver alert.
Silver Alert. So if someone's mom, God forbid, just is wandering around the streets and they're completely gone, like where did she go? And she's got a device on her, next monitoring, but she doesn't hit the button and she's just confused. Is there a way to track that person even though they don't click the button?
Well, that particular unit also has the availability to have fall detection. So what's nice about that, if mom and dad were putting groceries in the car, slipped and fell behind the vehicle, fall detection would go off, notify emergency personnel and the family members. Also, not only if they do press the button as well, but they can go on, or family members could go on, or even caregivers, and locate mom or dad. So, I usually always tell them that, if you're calling mom or dad, they don't answer the phone, it's been several hours, you're concerned, you can hop on any mobile device, a laptop, a computer, or cell phone, and look up their location and find out, maybe they were at Foxwoods for 2 hours, who knows? But, these are the things that you can, keep in the loop, per se, of the family members.
Yeah. That's great, man.
So,
I wish you the best of luck. If anybody has any questions, who do we have on tonight? Deb Burton. Hey, Ray, great to see you on Wine with Dave. We were just talking about you, Deb.
Oh, she must have found out.
Her ears were burning. But Ray Melanson, Next Monitoring, go to his website. You learn everything you need to learn. And if you know anybody that needs, if you want to make quick $75 and someone that that's elderly that could use this, and we're all ending up there, right, Ray? I mean, we're all going in that direction where we're getting more and more forgetful.
Yeah, and it's like really, it's any age. It's not, we have people in the 50s, they're very active adults, and they go to the gym, just, like younger people do. They go to the mall, they go shopping. But, in the event of emergency, in today's world, you know how it is. You just got to be prepared for everything.
Yeah, I went through that with my mom and dad, and my brother, and so it's long story, and it's I kind of wish they had that at that time. I didn't know about you. I didn't know you. That was before I met you. But lots of falls. Yeah. So it's really good. It's good to have that. Really good to have some protection. And I think it really does protect the children of the senior because they have to work. They got to go to work. Not now during the COVID-19, but you go into the office. You got to work. In the back of your mind, you're like, I wonder what my mom is doing or my dad. Is he wandering around the neighborhood, or what? Because they're living together. They're early 80s, mid 80s. What's going on? And a lot of times you can't leave work. You got to just wait till 5 o'clock, hop in the car, go over and check on them. But it probably brings a lot of peace to the children. Yeah,
we get a lot of calls from them first. Believe it or not, the children are the ones that are more concerned. And you can picture like a nurse who's on the front line. She's busy. She's working hard. She might have her own family that she's caring about. And she's probably worried about mom and dad. So to be able to be in the loop like that, one of our clients, the family member who called us, was actually a doctor. And he was always working. And he said, hey, can you just have a text come to my phone or give me a call should mom or dad press the button? So at least I know, because he couldn't always check up on them.
That's right. Listen, thank you so much for coming on Wine with Dave.
Appreciate it.
Having a glass of wine and a root beer in honor of National Beverage Day and National Nurses Day. You want to try that clink again? We got to try it. Left hand.
Yes, we can do
Go right across. It ends with your shoulder. It ends with your left shoulder. Ready? Start over.
Like
Yeah.
this.
3,
Right.
2, 1. Close. We did it. I think we did it. I think we did it, Ray. We connected on a level we've never connected with before.
It's good.
Thank you so much, my friend, and wish you the best of luck.
All right. Thank you.
All right,
Take
take
care
care,
now.
bud. Ray Melanson, Next Monitoring, great guy. Great guy. Lots of stories. You got to be, that's a kind of a job that you wake up and you go, I love my job because I'm doing something in this world. So that's amazing. That's really amazing that you can just wake up and know I'm helping people. I'm actually relieving daycare providers of parents and seniors who are going through all kinds of stuff. Great relief. Good guy. All right, we're going to go on to our next exciting segment called Dave Plays with Apps. Okay, everybody can see that? Dave Plays with Apps. Got about 9 minutes, right on time. Lots of apps out there. I mean, it's almost hard to find one to highlight, but there was one that I overlooked, and it's a designer's app. I mean, I kind of lean towards the designer apps, so that's that. But it's called Magic Eraser. You see that? Everybody can see it? Just so I'll leave it in the comment if you can see Magic Eraser. He's a magic eraser, yeah. That's not Hart. Hart didn't write that song. So what you do is you take a picture. Oh, here's one. Here's one of me from last night in the new studio. So basically, look, I'm just kind of, I'm a little beside myself. So you hit done. I don't know why you have to do that. I guess you can crop it if you want. So Magic Eraser, let me explain what it does, and I'll show you how it does, how it do. If you want to have a photo of yourself, but you want to put a different background, it could be where you're standing at the beach and you want the photo of you, but the sky is really cloudy and horrible and the water isn't that great, but you just want the sand and then your legs right up to your face and maybe just the water a little bit, but no sky. You can get rid of all that stuff and erase it. There's many ways. Once you see how this works, it's pretty cool. All right, so what you do is, and I'm pinching. I'm pinching myself. I can't believe it. I'm on Wine with Dave. I'm pinching myself. So, and that's all I do is I just rub my finger. Now, if you notice, oh, you can't see this. You cannot see this. Let's lock. Let me do this. Let me do that because I think you might like that. Yeah, see this? Let me blow that baby up so you can see it. Right down there in the lower left corner, the second one, not the third one, but the second one, erase. And then you go to the top where it's the brush way up there. So right now it's set to soft. I'm going to go all the way to hard. And look, it's a nice hard line, which is good right around my ear. But if I'm going around my hair, which I don't have any, I would use a softer brush, and it softens the pixels from 100% opacity to 0. And I'll tell you, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So I'm just going to back up and kind of look at what that is. And just go right around there. And like that. And I mean, this is super fast. Believe me, I try a lot of apps and I only share the ones I love. I don't just throw something stupid out there. All right, so boom. I'm getting rid of the background, getting rid of the background. So that's, I could have used the soft one right there, but look at that. The black and white checkerboards just mean that it's a transparent background. That's all. If anyone's involved in Photoshop, you know how that works. So I'm literally twirling with my hands so I can get the right angle, like go right around the eyebrow and right there. And this is Magic Eraser. It's the most boring name of an app, but it is what it does, and it does what it is. All right, go down here. Go over here, right near my mustache. Over there. It's fun. It's just fun to play with these things. I don't know. It's fun for me. It's fun for me. I love this stuff. All right, so here's a mustache. So now I'm going to hit the brush. I'm going to soften it. All right. So let me go back here so you can see it. See really close up. All right, so I softened it. You can't see that, but see how it's just a little bit soft? A little bit softer now. A little bit softer now. It's a little bit softer, and then I can go back, spin it down, so now it's a hard. And I'm looking at the time here, make sure I can get you kids to bed, because I like to say that every night. All right, there we go. So we are just about done, and then you're going to see what I can do with this. You're going to love this. You're going to like the way you look. Look at that. Pretty cool, huh? I think I got it all. Sometimes you miss a spot, so you have to kind of go over just to make sure there's nothing missing. I kind of do this. It's a little, just to make sure I didn't lose any pixels, because once you save it, now you got to go back to the beginning. Now, here's an interesting thing. Here's my glasses, and there's a highlight that just runs straight down. So I'm going to get rid of that. You don't have to, but it's showing the background. Cool app. Rick thinks it's a cool app. Yeah, it is. It is really cool. So let me go over here. Boom. All right, let's see how that looks. That looks freaky because I'm following the contour of the highlight, not my face. My face is actually like that. Is that, yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's the David England I know and love. All right. Pretty simple. But Dave, what do you do with it? Well, hold on. I'm going to show you. So you can't see that, so let me open this up again. All right. See that over there? See in the upper right corner, that little box with the arrow shooting up right under the blue install? Click that. And then it says, do you want to save it as a JPEG with a white background? No, why would I do that? I just spent a half an hour erasing it. No, you always choose PNG. PNG is transparent. Click on that. And high resolution? Of course. No, I spent 20 minutes. No, give me the low resolution. So, would you like 1 scoop, sir, or 2 scoops on your ice cream? Actually, I'd rather have no scoops. Just give me the cone and actually just throw it on the ground and crush it. I don't know why they say that. All right, so I saved it. Did I save it? I'm busy joking. I don't even know if I saved it. Did I save this thing? So let me go back. I'm going to go back to here, photos. Aha, there it is. And there it is. So that's saved in my gallery. Now the black is showing that it's transparent. But what do you do with it? Well, you can do things like video loop, maybe. Open a new project. Click on Mixer. Oh, you can't see this. I got to open this up again. Look at all these things. These are all videos. Let me do this. Oh, the ocean. Watch this. I'm bringing in a layer of video, and it's the ocean. I got 2 minutes to show you this. So I'm going to go real quick. Transform. Bam. Hit it. Look at the ocean. That's cool. But now I want to add Dave England, the one I just did. Right there. Bam. All right. Now let me go back. You don't care about the little tools because you guys are just interested in how it looks, okay? So now I'm going to blow it up. You can't. I guess you can't see it. You can see it there. All right, so look at that. I move it over here, blow it up a little bit more, off to the right. And it's a picture, so I'm going to start here, go all the way. Whoa, dude, that is going to look pretty cool. Oh, you can't see. Well, it's flipped. But anyway, you get the point. Let me play it. Look at that. How cool is that? How cool is that? And then you export that. And you can put text over it. That was just quick. That was in what, 6 minutes? So look that up. That's a really cool app, and it is called Magic Eraser. He's a magic man, mama. I love the synthesizer in that song. Howard Leese played the synthesizer in Heart. Did you know? Anyway, great app, and then you combine that with other apps. It is time to move on to the next segment, which is pretty much saying goodbye. I have one more guest this week, tomorrow night, and then I am taking a break. My first break in almost 2 months. It's 10 o'clock. Want to get you kids to bed. But I got a joke. I do have a joke. Walter and Ethel. They're an elderly couple. So in honor of Ray Melanson and Next Monitoring, I'm going to make fun of some old people. No, I would never do that. Walter and Ethel, they go to the state fair like every single year. And since they were in their 60s and 70s, and they're getting older. And every year, Walter says to Ethel, I want to do that helicopter thing. It's $50. They take you up and you go around and it's really cool. They do some interesting things. They come down and Ethel, she's just Ethel. Ethel's an Ethel. She's just an Ethel. She says, I know, Walter, but the helicopter ride is $50 and $50 is $50. So Walter's like, oh man. The next year they go, same thing. Ethel, I really want to take that helicopter ride. Well, $50 is $50. Cheap old Ethel. Well, finally, one year they go, and Walter says to Ethel, Ethel, I'm 87 years old. I may not even live to next year for the state fair. I really want to go. Can't you just let me go up there? And once again, Ethel says, Walter, the helicopter's $50 and $50 is $50. The helicopter pilot overheard them and remembered them for the last few years. And he goes, wait a minute. Listen, folks, here's the deal. Walter wants to go up. You don't want to go up. What if I swing a deal with you? What if you guys both go in the helicopter ride for free? I won't charge you if you don't say a word. And just shut up, Ethel. Be quiet. Shut up, Walter. No words. If you guys can remain silent, the ride's on me. It's free. Walter looks at Ethel. Ethel's like, okay. So they go in. They go up. And I'll tell you, they're doing the loop-de-loops. And they're doing all kinds of things. I mean, he's doing all these crazy maneuvers. And it looks like they're about to crash into a tree. And they pull away. Walter's having a great old time. They're bouncing around the back end. And they're looking out the window, and it's it's the best deal. And they're keeping quiet the entire time. Ethel says nothing. Walter says nothing. And then they do these flips upside down, and it's unbelievable. Then they land, and the helicopter takes off his headphones, and he turns around, he looks at Walter, he goes, man, folks, this is amazing. You guys didn't say anything. So this ride is free. I mean, how did you not say anything? I mean, what's I'm forgetting the joke here. Oh my gosh. Finally, let me back up. Wow. I got to hand it to you. I did everything I could to get you to scream or shout, but you didn't. I'm really impressed, says the pilot. Walter replies, well, to be honest, I almost said something when Ethel fell out, but $50 is $50.